We take small crocheted hearts with a note of encouragement attached, and then you just leave those in public places for people to find. At a base level, it's a random act of kindness. And beyond that, we are trying to reduce the stigma around mental illness and hopefully prevent suicides.
Welcome to Created Creative. I'm Dawn.
And I'm Ruth. How are you?
I'm good. We're full arts and crafts.
Oh, that looks like fun.
She calls them her glittering jewels.
Oh, when Jesse was little, he used to like to play with my jewelry in my jewelry box. I had a bunch of old brooches and things that I never wore, but they were pretty, you know. He called them his shinies.
That's so cute.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about your reentry after a month away.
I'm doing better. I was laughing because I told you that I was a little down right when I got back.
Yes.
And then your response made me laugh out loud because I said, maybe it's the jet lag. And then you said, it could be jet lag, or it could be leaving a beautiful island paradise to enter a dangerously cold and dark tundra under violent occupation by the federal government. It's hard to say which.
Hard to say which.
That made me laugh out loud.
Oh, good.
So
That's what I'm going for.
That was perfect.
Appreciate you reading a text into a podcast, because sometimes I'm like, I really wrote a good text and what person in the whole world will see it?
Yeah, that was such a good one. I almost shared it with other people. So anyway, thank you for asking. I'm doing really good now. I think now I'm back in the swing of work and our podcast interviews and everything. So while there's something to be said for vacation, there's definitely something to be said for a routine as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Humans need both.
And the same with time alone is great, but boy, community is great too.
And you can be alone, but know you have the community. Like, alone is not lonely when you're choosing it.
Yeah.
But then you did say on the trail, it felt like you didn't choose it.
Yeah, I think I thought there would be more people that I would just meet too, but I did feel upheld by my community back home, even though I was on the other side of the world. Anyway.
Yay for phones.
Yay for phones. I thought a lot about that. Like, how would this feel if I didn't have, myself?
Right. When I was in New Zealand 4,000 years ago, my phone didn't work.
Yeah.
So we were in an era where I was used to having the phone, but international was like a whole huge thing. And so I didn't activate it.
Yeah. And now it's so easy.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't even need a different SIM card. An electronic SIM.
Yes.
I could just download it and get cheap too. It was super cheap.
I haven't been overseas since right before the pandemic. I went to Milan.
Well, then it's time.
My timing is off because now the Olympics are there. I was like too early, but I was there during Fashion Week.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. No one mistook me for somebody there for Fashion Week.
Or there were just so many people there for Fashion Week. They were like, oh, she's another one.
That's another one in America. That did happen once in New York.
Yeah.
That I was going because I worked for Kenneth Cole. He's a real person.
Mm-hmm.
And they needed seat fillers. And so they have office people, because when they take the photos, they need every seat along the runway filled. And someone tried to direct me to the model entrance.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, oh, I'm just a seat filler, but thank you.
But that's pretty cool, though.
I just had a good coat that year. That's it. It was a really good coat.
I had someone at Concordia think that I was a Norwegian exchange student. That made me pretty happy.
Yeah, that is an honor.
So that's the closest I can get.
And you are actually famous in Norway as a reality TV star.
Oh, yeah.
So,
right. Oh, see, there's any way I can get you to work that back in again.
You're always gonna cute.
Yeah. So anyway, how are things there?
Good. It's cold.
It's cold.
Yeah. I'm sure it's colder where you are.
It feels nice today because it's like 20 degrees.
Oh, every temperature ever is relative.
It's true.
Even if it's been 80 for 2 weeks, you're like, oh, the temperature's boring.
Yeah. And it's sunny today, so that makes it feel warmer too.
I heard once, I don't know my source, I'm sorry, but I'm going to say it, that North Dakota is one of the best places in the world to have solar heating, because the relationship of how cold it is and how sunny it is the widest.
Oh, I believe that. It does have a lot of sunny days. Mm-hmm. And Minnesota does too, compared to a lot of places I've lived. So, yeah.
It's sunny, but freezing.
Yeah, but it's amazing how much it helps just to see the sun. So how cold is it there?
I don't know, but it's the longest stretch of below freezing in 64 years.
Really?
And you're in it more here.
Yeah, you have to be out walking in it.
Yeah, there's no avoiding it. And it is like 5 in the morning to the next morning, and then the wind chill, whatever. But you're in it. Like, I am walking 0.9 of a mile to the preschool.
And like, even when it's nice out, I walk to my yoga studio. But when it's
that's
This cold, I drive those 4 blocks.
and that's not really possible either. All the cars are snowed in still.
Oh,
No one
sure.
can move them. And the buses are running, but sometimes drop you at a snowbank. And so I have taken them with her just specifically to the preschool a couple times, but they really, really count on it melting.
Yeah.
It's the length. It is not so cold. It's that it's for so long.
I hope it warms up soon.
But I still stand behind wanting to live in a walkable city because even with this problem, everyone's in it together. So many people have helped me, random strangers. It's this shared sense of we're going to do this.
Although with the long stretch of gray days, that does sometimes lend itself to seasonal affective, and it probably makes it even harder for people with depression.
Yeah.
And that ties in with our podcast today.
Yes, very good point. Like the
Mhm.
season maybe is causing seasonal affective disorder. And also how interesting that we have our season of love, like Valentine's, right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And then she's passing out hearts. We have a person who leaves hearts around with the suicide hotline on the back.
Yes.
And it's a huge thing. People will like the story.
Yes. So enjoy this episode.
Enjoy the episode.
Kathleen, it's so nice to meet you.
Yeah, you
And-
too. Thank you.
You have such a nice aesthetic where you are.
It's my living room.
It's great. You did well if you're in charge of it.
Thanks.
Where are you?
I'm in Onalaska, Wisconsin, which is right by La Crosse.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good area.
So we like to start by asking our guests to introduce themselves. Would you take a moment and do that?
My name is Kathleen Jensen, and I'm the founder and creator of the Little Heart Project. We live in western Wisconsin, and my husband and I, we've been married 38 years. I have 2 grown daughters, ages 32 and almost 30. And my degree is in marketing from St. Cloud State University. So as we talk about the Little Heart Project, I have no background in social work, psychology, any of that stuff. So I just am learning from my friends who are all of that and learning the best ways to go about what we're doing with the Little Heart Project.
But you know how to spread the word if you have a degree in marketing.
Yeah, Kathleen, I love this. And I first heard about this. I must have read a news article about the Little Heart Project, but could you describe it for our listeners?
Yeah. We take small crocheted hearts with a note of encouragement attached, and then you just leave those in public places for people to find. At a base level, it's a random act of kindness. And beyond that, we are trying to reduce the stigma around mental illness and hopefully prevent suicides.
Yeah.
That is a huge jump. That is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Can we hear some stories? Do you know who has ever found them? Do you have any way of knowing?
We do. We hear a little bit. There's no rules with any of this. There's no record keeping from other people that are involved. So you don't have to tell us your story, but if they decide to send a picture of the heart they found, sometimes they'll share, sometimes they won't. I'll share a couple stories. So we're 3.5 years old, and our hearts have been found in all 50 states on all 7 continents. We have directors sprinkled across the world that are basically me right where they live. And so sometimes they'll share stories. Today, I just had a story shared with me. I had given a heart to a rep that travels from the cities to where I work. And she had given them to her mom, who is a victim advocate. And so there was a young lady testifying in court against her dad because of sexual assault. And so this woman gave this girl a heart to hold while she was testifying. And she held it so tightly that she rubbed it to things. And so she gave her more heart to finish her testimony. It was some sort of soothing thing to her. This fall, we've been collaborating with an organization in California. We've done some really cool things with them. And they took our hearts down to Mexico. They were scheduled to meet with the president of Mexico to talk about mental health. And that sadly got bumped. It's still in queue, but some other high-ranking officials flew in to talk about tariffs and all that.
The nerve.
Yeah. They left hearts all over. And one of the stories they shared was there was a woman sitting on a park bench. And so one of the staff just walked over and gave her a heart. And sometimes people are leery, like, "Are you trying to sell me?" And so they explained what it was. And on the back of the tags of all of our hearts, so the front has a saying and then the back has caller text 988, which is our nation's suicide and crisis lifeline. And so we had made special tags in Spanish, and then it had their national suicide and crisis lifeline. So this woman on this park bench is given a heart, and then she understands what it is. Her phone up, calls the lifeline, and talks to them as she's walking away. This woman was in crisis And coincidentally, these people found her.
And just needed that little push. Love.
Yeah, really cool story about how this is so simple for anyone to do anywhere is a story out of Elko, Nevada. And it's a very small town. And a couple years ago, I got an email from a woman there stating there had been a lot of teen suicides there and wanted to know what she could do. So just start making the hearts. That's it. Get other people to tag them and start leading them around. And then usually then I don't hear anything else. And that's fine. Go do your thing. About a year later, I got another email from someone else in Elko, Nevada. And she said that she had just been at a celebration of life for a teenager that had taken their own life. And there were hearts on every single chair.
Wow.
So the first person had taken it and grown it, and then who knows who else was involved with it. And that's how it works. It's so simple.
Yeah. So the hearts are, oh gosh, they're less than 2 inches wide and they're small. And you crochet these. Yeah. And then there's a little tag attached. And the one I have here on one side, it says, ignoring your emotions is like being lost in the woods and hiding your compass from yourself. And then on the other side is that information, like you said. And so do you have a story about what started all of this?
I sure do. So an event happened in my family 12 years ago that left me with depression, anxiety, complex PTSD, and suicidality for 8 years. All day, every day, I wanted to kill myself. Every moment of every day. And I've been in therapy ever since. And that has lessened. It comes and goes more now than being ever present. Probably, 4 years ago, my therapist showed me a heart from a similar organization down in Texas. And because she knew I crocheted, but I just looked up that organization and thought, maybe I'll make hearts and nail them down there. And then I thought, well, maybe I'll do that and just leave them around where I live. The more we thought about it, we thought, I wonder if it would be more impactful if what we did had a local story tied to it. Because this was designed for me to do this where I live, period. No one else. That it brightened one person's day was the goal. And so we decided, if it would be more impactful to the local stories. We created a website and got social media up and running. And I started collecting things from all over the place to put on these tags and gathered people who could help. And we had a vote on our name and the whole thing. And then we launched it thinking it would be just me doing this. So when I first started, anybody I met, I would say, do you crochet? I bet you know some that crochet. Because with no crocheters, there is no project. And someone referred me to a local university that they had seen something in the news. And so I get in touch with the local university. And we had crocheters or knitters. And they could probably help, or maybe we could help tie tags. And I told him just a tiny bit of my personal story. And he said, would you share that with the group? No, never shared my personal story with strangers. And now this was going to be 250 people.
Right. It's a big jump.
Who would be in the audience? Who would hear it? What would they think? Would they judge me? All the stuff. And we talked for a while, and he was just so gentle and loving, not pushy. And finally, he convinced me somebody there needed to hear my story. So I wrote a speech. We had no stories to tell because we hadn't even started anything yet. So it was just my story and how to get involved. And then 6 students stayed and helped tie tags on for a couple hours. And after we were done, one of the people pulled me aside and she said, Kathleen, last night I almost killed myself. And she pulls her sleeves up to show me dozens and dozens of fresh cuts up and down both of them. And being here today, hearing your story, being able to talk with you, I feel better.
Yeah.
So that was the first glimpse of, this might be something bigger than I thought. And nothing that has happened with this project have I tried or forced to make. It is just so simple for anyone anywhere to do this. And we found right away that families that have lost a loved one to suicide are desperate to do something, anything to help this not happen to the next family. And this thing I accidentally created is that thing for so many people around the world that they can now do something to make the world be better and maybe reach someone.
So many questions. But first, how quickly can you make one of these? I bet you can make one really quickly now.
It's 2 to 3 minutes. And I don't get to make very many now. I spend a lot of my time on administrative things. So in the 3.5 years that we've been in existence, again, we don't require record keeping from anyone else. It's supposed to be healing and fun. And I don't think record keeping's either. So we keep track because journalists want to know. So in 3.5 years, we know that from our home, over 157,000 hearts have been given away. That's not anyone else around the world doing this. So we can double, triple that number from what I'm doing, massive amounts of people that have been touched by this. Yeah.
I love the way in which it can't be measured. Like, you can't measure love anyway. How many
Yeah,
hurts? So why
exactly.
even try and know the number? Yeah.
Right. And I just felt like that's not what this is about.
Right.
We keep track again because journalists want to know.
Right.
And
And it's
different
fun.
organizations might need to know, but I don't get hung up on that because there's too much to do, honestly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you being invited to share about this a lot for different organizations?
Yeah, I have given over 40 presentations around the Midwest. I'm as far away as Chicago and almost up into Canada. So my nonprofit friends, after a couple of years and loving me so much, have convinced me now that I have to get paid to do that. I have a full-time job in addition to devoting 20 to 25 hours a week to this. So it feels icky. Like I don't have a PR person. It's just me. But I have to protect my time because I struggle with my own mental health. And I have a full-time job and all the demands of this. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It helps so many people too. And then I hear a story like today that helped that young lady in court. I'm like, okay, I got to do this another day.
Yeah.
Do you have people that come to you wanting to donate yarn?
We sure do. And I have here where I live, I have very faithful crocheters. They keep me so well stocked. In my house right now, I bet up 10,000 yards.
Wow.
We work in massive numbers. And there was a school shooting in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And we were able to the next day get them 1,000 hearts and met with their assistant principal. And he just really got it. How we wanted to help support his school and community.
Yeah.
I would prefer, honestly, to be in school before the crisis.
Right.
Let's talk about kindness at every single turn at school. I believe that is how we right the ship is kindness. And if all they hear about all day at school is kindness, then despite if they're not supported with that at home, it's still there. And I'm not saying that's going to prevent every school shooting. It's not going to hurt either.
Yeah. So what has been one of your biggest surprises?
Every single thing about it.
Yeah.
The simplest ideas are the most genius.
Mm-hmm. Anytime that the newspaper will put an article on me or the TV or regional magazine or the Fox station in Chicago asked to do an interview, like every single thing is a surprise. A couple of weeks ago, we got an email out of the blue from someone who found us on social media. And she's like, I want to be your Virginia director.
Oh my goodness.
Big long email about like she's so well connected and the circles that she runs, just incredible. So I had a Zoom call with her this weekend and unbelievable. And that's a surprise. Like I don't go recruiting these people. They ask to do more in there.
Because they believe in it.
Yeah. And our Colorado director, they're all amazing. Every single one's amazing. But she's for 911. And before I met her, I thought you just dab 911 and it worked. Apparently there's people that make it work and she happens one of those. So she was going to a national conference down in Florida. And I was on the phone with her the night before and she's like, I'm so nervous. I've never been to one of these before. And I want to talk about the hard project, but I don't know what's fine, honey. Just go and meet some new people, learn some new things from your job. And if you leave one part in the hotel lobby, call it a room and you're good. And I'm going to find somebody to talk to about this. She calls me as she's getting off the plane. And she's like, you won't believe it. I'm not the person. Getting on the plane, putting her overhead luggage away. And on either side of her, these other people are talking about the Midwest. And she's originally from Green Bay. So they share, and one of the women runs an organization that trains traveling 911 dispatchers. I didn't even know there was such a thing. And so then our Colorado director said, I got to tell you about this project I'm involved in. And this woman's eyes are bigger and bigger. She said, we need to get these into all 911 dispatch centers nationwide. I have all the content because that is what I do. So there are over 6,000 911 dispatch centers. Each of them is getting 100 hearts. Do the math, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And the responses we've gotten have been incredible. So when she told me about this, I just Googled mental health and dispatchers. They have a very high rate of mental illness, but because of the nature of their job.
They're
and
hearing every bad thing.
And their suicide rate 4 times the national average. What an honor to be able to support that. They're bringing it to their communities. We get more beautiful emails thanking us because so often we're overlooked. They're more appreciable, and then they can get it into their communities too. And so an accident, like we didn't plan that. So it's all been a surprise.
Yeah. Do you have a lot of, I just picture with making these hearts, and I've known a lot of church ladies over time, and I picture like they would love to make things like this. Do you have a lot of church people that help make these?
There might be. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
We work a lot with the universities in town. They help tie a lot of tags for us. Crocheting is actually a very trendy thing for young people.
Oh, that's
We have found that most high schools in the US have a crochet club. All colleges have a crochet club. And so that's really a neat way to get in, because it's always a matter of like, how do we find a way?
Yeah.
This fall, there was a suicide at Ohio State University. So I don't have contacts there, but I found their crochet club. And then I accidentally found Oklahoma State University. And so I had sent them a message on Instagram too. So both universities are making hearts for their campuses. And it's that simple. I ask my crocheters to just crochet and find other people to tie tags on, because anybody can tie a tag, but not anybody can crochet.
You need the special skill, but you don't want to waste those people's time with the other thing.
And the more hands that touch each heart, the better. Crocheters are touched, the tag tires are touched, whoever finds it is touched.
Yeah. You've been working with this project. You've been growing it and doing all these things with it for years now. But I was wondering, is there anything, Dawn is a wonderful coach, and is there any coaching that she could give you today on part of your business?
Oh, it's a constant battle to not say yes to everything. Because at first I did, because I just felt every single thing needed to be taken care of. And now I'm constantly having to find new creative ways and let other people use their skill set. Okay, so here's a big fix for you, Dawn.
We'll fix it together, not just me.
So I would love to be able to do this full time, earn a salary. And so lots of people across the world earn a living working for a nonprofit.
Yep.
People look at me like I have two heads when I say that's what I want. And I really would like to have grant writers on staff.
Yep.
You know,
love it.
Because there are people who write grants and they might want to volunteer. I just have not been able to find them yet, because I could probably be an excellent grant writer, but I don't have time. And that's a struggle for me, because if it's important enough to you, then you should just make the time to do it. Well, there's only 24 hours in a day.
Right.
And I'm not 20 anymore. It's a lot. So I don't know. What do you want to do with that?
Yeah. Are you already a 501c3?
I have a fiscal sponsor. Do you know what that is?
A little bit. Grants are going to go to people who have the 501c3.
Yep. So I have that status. Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Because that'd be like the first step is just to make sure you can legally take people's money.
And I'm looking for less work, not more. And so a couple of years ago, I was really looking hard for a fiscal sponsor, and it was harder than I thought.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen. And then all my eggs were in that basket, and I really thought people would want to help me, and it didn't turn out that way. And so a fiscal sponsor just came up to me. It's a mental health coalition in town. And so we have that now, but then because I don't want to be my own 501c3, because again, I need less work, not more.
Right.
So then you'd have to have an accountant, a lawyer.
Yeah. You have to have a board. Yeah.
All that stuff. And that's time.
So have you met with them to see if they want to help expand this whole thing?
Yeah, I'm friends with the president, and everybody in a nonprofit world has their plate so full.
For sure. There is money out there. It's how does it fund towards you? Because even some of these college students might want to try writing grants.
And I did work 1 year with a university grant writing class, and their professor, at the time I wasn't a 501c3, so I could reach back out and say, hey, now I am.
Is that your next step then? To reach out to them and just have some students write some grants?
Yep.
Even them finding which grants, that's time consuming.
I know it.
Have them research it.
Yeah. Thanks for the reminder on that. Because I also know there are people out there with gobs of money that they want to do good with, but
that
they
is
don't.
Absolutely true.
And I just need to find them. Like all I need is a meeting, because I look at a yes.
Yep.
Just sell what we do and how we help people.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's going to be the grant writing and then the networking.
And that's what my friend on this board said, is that angel investors are typically through relationships.
Yes, they are.
Well, I'm not a Rockefeller. I don't run in those circles. I need other people.
Minneapolis has the highest per capita rate of Fortune 500 companies. There are people with money very close to you, and some they don't all live in Minneapolis. So there's people with money, farmers who sell off land, they have money. And you don't need millions, you need like a few with 100,000.
Right.
Yeah. And then it gets invested and your business would run off of the interest.
It's really like we're not reinventing the wheel here. We just need to find a way somehow.
Every time you tell the story, do you say that you're open to investments?
I do. I hate that, but I do that.
It's an opportunity to share the story.
Yeah. And for a while, when we first started, I spoke to groups trying to find crocheters. And then I thought, I should speak to this group, because what if that investor's in that group? And I can't do everything.
Right.
And that's hard for me because I want to.
Is someone who's very motivated, that's near you and involved, someone who would want to be the director of development as a volunteer?
I don't know.
Someone might want to do it and we've never asked.
I'm going to write it down. That's a great idea.
Yeah, someone has that skill set.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I think there's so many good people in the world. If you look
Yes.
for good, you find good. And we just need to find a way.
Yeah.
And like our state assembly person nominated me for the Wisconsin Hometown Hero Award.
Okay.
And then I an award in front of the entire Wisconsin Assembly, and they gave me 4 minutes to talk.
Yes.
And I knew that I was speaking on behalf of thousands of Wisconsin families who've lost someone to suicide, tens of thousands of Wisconsinites currently struggling with their mental health. And for that group of people to give time and space to mental health means a lot. The day before I got that award, the governor's office reached out to me. Again, I'm just a normal person.
So is everyone.
He wanted me to come to his office to meet with him one-on-one, not just a little handshake.
Right.
And this summer, one of our U.S. senators, Senator Baldwin is her name, asked to meet with me, just me. I didn't even know they did that. I thought they just talked to big wigs and just give me hand. No, this was an hour of her and me and her entourage talking about the Little Heart Project in mental health. And it's an easy sell. We just need to keep at it.
Yeah.
And the marketing will help, the PR, all these things you're doing.
It seems to me you've done so much to build this already, bit by bit. You seem to me like the kind of person who's going to get where you want to go. Just bit by bit, methodically.
That was a really nice way to say I'm the hammer and I see everything as a nail.
Yeah.
Very kind for sure.
But now that there's lots of crocheters who can be a director of crochet and they're finding their way into who's the director of whatever. So you're making up these little volunteer jobs that are huge leverage.
Right. And I used to just do everything. And now I'm letting other people.
What's an awesome problem?
I had a friend reach out after there's a Dallas Cowboy recently that died by suicide, a player. And she reached out to me and she's like, do you have any contacts with the Cowboys? No, I don't.
But
and
someone does.
My first thought was, okay, I can do that and find the emails. I'm like, how do you do that?
Yes, exactly.
And she's like, yeah, I can do that.
Don't take it on.
Yeah.
So step one, don't take it on. Give it back to people. Step two, you're going to do the college students writing grants, finding someone else to be a director of development, and keep pitching and networking toward people who have the means to donate.
Yeah.
It's just 4 things.
I know. And those, I don't want that to be the forefront because why we do this are the stories we hear.
That's the part you'll keep no matter how many people get involved.
Yeah. And we have businesses, I don't know, it's 100, 150 businesses that we know of who host a bucket of hearts that someone else has contacted. I don't have time to go to those businesses. I'm working during the day. And that's a great way. And people can go on our website and find, is there a city near you? And if there's not, you do it. Get you buckets and then you do it. Really that simple.
I was just thinking about my church is always looking for different organizations, and I should organize with you. Maybe I could have you join us by Zoom sometime this spring, because I know like my church would love to hear more about this, and I'm sure lots of churches would.
I'd love to do that. It's startling how many lives are touched by suicide. About a year or so ago, it seems like I've been doing this 30 years. About a year ago, I added something to my presentations where I asked for a show of hands at the beginning. If you've ever been suicidal, if you know someone who's been suicidal, if you've lost a loved one to suicide, show of hands.
It's everyone.
In every single patient. And this is such a simple way to reach people. A big part of my presentations is education as well, because a lot of people still say committed suicide. The experts tell us that we should say died by suicide. Take away some of the shame that help people be more apt to reach out for help. So that's a big one. One other thing I do as part of my educational components in my presentations is to remind people that talking about suicide does not cause suicide. Hopelessness causes suicide, because a lot of people feel like if your friend is struggling, they feel like if I ask them, are you suicidal? That would give them the idea. And the experts tell us, no, it's not work that way. And so it's okay to ask the question, are you suicidal?
Yeah.
Ask your friend that, if they're really struggling. And you don't have to have all the answers. Just have them call the 988 Lifeline, or you can call it with them.
Yeah.
But always widen the circle.
Yes. And that you're not alone. Like when I had people raise their hands in a presentation, that's really to let them know this doesn't have to be a secret.
Right.
It's like when miscarriages happen and it's all riot. Like so many women have had miscarriages. Talk about and love each other through that. Things like that don't have to be a secret.
Yeah.
Mental health, mental illness is not a choice. It's not as simple as snap out of it, that there is help and there is hope. And there's a lot of people out there that are rooting for you to be okay. There's a lot of people rooting for me to be okay.
Kathleen, we can't thank you enough for spending time with us to share about this beautiful project that you have created and that has taken on a life of its own all around the world.
Yeah, it sure has. And thanks for what you guys do too. It's so awesome to talk about creativity, and that really is at the core of who I am. And it's just one way that comes out.
Creativity is saving lives, so that's the ultimate thing.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, ladies.
Thank you for joining us for Created Creative.
We're so glad that you could be with us, and please take some time to share this episode with a friend.
And definitely visit the Consecrate website, consecrate.createjoy.com, and check out all the amazing things.
Yeah, share some love with your favorite minister and go create something.
Go create something.